All right, guys, welcome back. It is the end of September, give or take. We got about another week of September left, and we are looking pretty good here. The lawn's starting to get there. Trees doing its damage on the lawn, leaves everywhere. We gotta get a mow in today, so we're gonna definitely do that. But man, it was an eventful weekend. We did a lot. I went ahead and I put down some fertilizer spikes, these ones right here. And these are specifically designed for iron chlorosis. And so, which is what I think is happening with this tree here. And these spikes are supposed to last 12 months. So we put them down. I'm gonna do it basically in the fall of every year. And I just used my plugger and was able to kind of just drop these in periodically around the tree line here and see if these work. So I'm excited to see if the stakes, the fertilizer stakes we have, are going to go ahead and get this tree to green up. I don't imagine it's gonna do it this season. I imagine it'll probably be for next season since we're already cooling down and the trees are starting to kind of convert into fall as it is. So we're gonna be looking for that for next season, but I am excited to see. As for the Kentucky bluegrass lawn, she's looking good. We still have, right there, still a bit of a bare spot. It's okay, it's coming in. I'm pretty happy with this though. Overall, it's looking really, really good. It's filling in. There is still a lot of grass in here, filling its way in, more mature grass, and you can see it's starting to spread. A lot of it is gonna fill in here soon. We're gonna just keep pounding this thing with nitrogen to really kind of help move this along. We're using urea, so that's about 46% nitrogen. We're gonna be putting down about half a pound of nitrogen a week. We're gonna keep that going up until the lawns go dormant, which is going to help this lawn, again, continuously spread. It's gonna grow insanely fast, but it's going to help the lawn continuously spread and thicken up and fill in where it needs to, where it's thin. And that's going to kind of really help us establish ourselves going into the winter time, and then also, coming into spring. The goal here is to have everything filled in and looking really good. So, that's what we're gonna keep doing. But today we're going to go ahead, we're gonna mow the front lawn there, get down another dose of nitrogen on this lawn, mow both of these up, get some stripes in them. And man, I'm excited for fall. Got a lot to talk about today. A lot's happened this month. But let's go ahead and start first with getting this mow in. I think first of all what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my green machine mower out, and we're gonna mow with that just to pick up all the leaves, because my Greensmaster will not pick up leaves, obviously. All right, so did pretty well getting most of the leaves off. We're still gonna go back through though, blow off everything else that we can, just to make sure we get as much as we can off of here. All right, so now we're mostly clean here. Other thing that we are going to do today, and it is important to do at this point of the stage for me, is we are gonna be putting down some TNex for the first time this fall. The reason why we're putting down TNex is because we typically will decorate a decent amount during Halloween. We have inflatables and stuff we put on the lawn, and so it doesn't damage the lawn at all, but it is awfully big pain in the butt to take everything off the lawn, mow the lawn, put it all back on the lawn. So by putting down TNex, what you're doing is you're stopping the top growth of that lawn. You're stopping all the vertical growth. You're forcing growth down beneath the soil level, and you're allowing, the roots to kind of grow down deeper, everything kind of below the soil level to really grow, and nothing really so much on the top. It really helps slow down a lot of that top growth so you're not mowing so often. So we are going to go ahead, put down an application of TNex today. If you guys don't have that, I will link it. It is expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive, but for those of you who want to have a really nice looking lawn and not have to mow on a regular basis, TNex would be great for you. So once we're done mowing here real quick, I will go over how to use the TNex, how to get it all applied and all that stuff. So let me get our mow in real quick, and then we'll go ahead and jump right on into that. Whew, yeah, those look good. Man, yeah, we're looking solid here. We're looking real solid. Stripes are showing. Everything's looking good. My neighbor doesn't get the stripes because that's freaking impossible. There's no point in striping that. But he gets to maintain the same height as I do because I do it for him. We got a little bit of a criss-cut pattern going on, but I don't know if you guys can see the cross-cut pattern or if you can only see the one pattern, but definitely did do a cross-cut. That was yesterday's mow. Went this way, and then today we went that way. So I like to do that. Sometimes I'll do a quad and just do all of it at the same time, and it really pops out, but I'm not gonna do that today. We're kind of running low on time. So, done mowing that lawn. Next up, we're gonna mow the Kentucky bluegrass real quick, and then we're gonna get some fertilizer down. We'll talk about TNex because for those of you, again, like I said, for those of you who don't like mowing all that often, but you wanna maintain a good looking lawn, TNex is what you need. It's expensive, but it's worth it. 100%, I've used it pretty much all this season, and I can tell you from experience, this stuff is entirely worth it. So let me finish mowing this lawn real quick and then we'll jump right over to TNex. All right, looking good, looking good. Let's talk about fertilizer now. So first off, what I am gonna do is I am gonna spray TNex on that lawn over there. And since I'm gonna spray TNex on that lawn, I'm gonna do that lawn second. The Kentucky bluegrass lawn first because I don't want any residual TNex to be in the tank. I want to wash it all out afterwards. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do 1/2 pound of nitrogen on this lawn. Like I said, this lawn's getting weekly nitrogen doses to help fill it in, and it's definitely helping. So we're gonna give it another dose of nitrogen a day, 1/2 pound onto this lawn. So take a bucket here, fill it with 1/2 pound of nitrogen. So for this lawn here, it's about 11 ounces of urea, and then I will fill it with some water. I mix it up till it dissolves, and then I pump it into my sprayer, and then I go ahead and water it in. So let me go ahead and measure this all out first. You guys ever just like try to find something you know that you just used and you just can't freaking find it? Yeah, that was me just now trying to find my scale. Like I put it back where it was supposed to, but I didn't see it. Looked all over the place, and you know where it was? Exactly where it was supposed to be. So weird. Anyways, we're doing 11 ounces, which equals about 1/2 pound of nitrogen. Dump this in here. And then we're gonna fill up our bucket with some water here. Urea actually like dissolves insanely fast. You do need to like clean out your sprayer very rigorously after you spray this because it does leave like almost deposits within the hose lines, within your nozzles, all that stuff. So I always make sure to go ahead and clean everything out really well after you spray down urea because it does leave deposits down in your line. So you don't want to ruin your backpack sprayers or ruin your nozzles or your handles, anything like that. So we got probably a couple gallons or maybe 1.5 gallons in here, so that's probably all we need. And I like to just give this a quick mix here. And you guys will see here, everything is dissolved. No urea left down in the bottom of that tank. Pour that in. I'm gonna top it off with a little bit more water. It's about 1.5 gallons, give or take. And then always run through the lines. Very important, kind of run that stuff through there. So I like to do that first. And now we're good to go. And then all we're gonna do is spray this lovely stuff down. So now, just wanna make sure you get some good coverage, get it all in there. I am using my soil injector for this application with my spray jets here. I wanna make sure it gets down deep into the soil, gets into those roots, really allows everything to kind of absorb in there. How many guys out there is the lawn care stuff like your therapy? Like I know like some people are obsessed with it, but is it like your therapy? Like do you go out there and just enjoy every bit of it? Like to me, I feel like the lawn care is my therapy. I think we talked before, or I talked before about how hear the voices in my head, and a lot of this that's comes from when I'm mowing the lawns, and doing the yard work is where I have all of that internal conversation and where that all sort of takes place. This month has been weird. It is September of 2025, in case any of you guys out there are watching this later on, but witnessed an assassination this month. Regardless of how you feel politically about it, doesn't matter to me, but never in my life thought I would witness an assassination like that. Maybe I'm just being naive. I don't know. Treat everybody with respect, treat everybody with kindness. We all have differences at the end of the day. I think that's important and key to know, is that not all of us are going to think the same way. Not all of us are going to, believe the same things, and that's okay. That's okay. Even when this kind of think about, like, even when we do the lawn care stuff, right? All these channels out here. I'm not the only channel. Definitely not. We all do things differently. We all have our own tips and tricks. We all have our own things that we think work for our lawns, and what we can, kind of help, pave the way for you guys. If you guys are looking for help out there, the fact that somebody lost their life this month over a different opinion, it's tragic. And then to see, like, the blowback from the way people react on social media and stuff is it's heartbreaking. It really is. As somebody with a daughter, my biggest fear in life is to honestly not be there when my daughter needs me. Keep it civil, guys. That's really all it is. Just keep it civil. We all want to live at the end of the day. We all want to have a good, happy life. We want to go home to our families. We all want to enjoy our dinners. That's what's most important to me. And I hope that's kind of a message that can resonate with all of you guys, is just treat everybody with respect and kindness. Kind of my little spiel for the day. I don't want this to become a political thing. I don't want anybody on here to create a whole political argument down in the comments. Please don't do that. And if you do, I will probably delete them, because that's not what I'm looking for here. Again, like I said, just be respectful. Be respectful of everybody. Everybody love everybody! Come on! I do have a little bit of a dry heat spot right here. You guys can probably see it. I need to figure out what's going on. I think the sprinkler head right here is not touching it, and the one that's over there is not getting enough to it. But other than that, that lawn's looking good. Next up, we're gonna do the main lawn, whose days are numbered. So we're going to put down, again, half a pound of nitrogen here, mixed with TNex to stop the vertical growth. And you're probably asking yourself, why nitrogen in TNex? Well, the nitrogen is going to help actually green up some of the stuff. It's also going to help some of the growth still, but the TNex is also going to stop that vertical growth. So the nitrogen is going to help some of the subsoil growth, and also just definitely a nice green up as well. Just need some food. So we haven't really given it any food in a while, so it's definitely needing it. Okay, so this is my bottle of TNex. It is 0.6 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Obviously it's gonna get a little difficult to measure this. I only got, like, obviously 1-2 ounce increments on this cup here, which if you guys don't have these cups, I'll link these down in the description below. Super nice to have, but we're gonna do probably like somewhere right there in the just over 1 ounce, and we're gonna mix this on in. So I'm gonna try and get this as close as I possibly can. All right, so we got just over 1 ounce here. We're gonna put this into the mix with the urea, get this all mixed up and good to go, and then we'll dump it into our main tank, probably with about, I want to say about 3 gallons of water. We'll mix it all into, and then get it down on the main lawn. All right, so another good time to put down TNex if you're looking to stop top growth is if you are doing an overseed. So like a lot of people right now are doing fall overseeds. That is a great time to put down TNex, because what that again does is it stops all that top growth of your current grass. So if you spray down the TNex before you do your seeding, what will happen is you'll stop the growth of your current grass. You'll allow the new seed to go ahead and take root and start to grow, and then it'll fill in through that other grass, really kind of just taking over and allowing it to kind of join in with the current grass that you put into place, or your current grass, and allow it to kind of join in and mesh all together, so you're not having to worry about mowing too soon. I've done that multiple times. It works out really well. Also, for like people who want to put down, maybe integrate in a difficult type of grass seed, something like Kentucky bluegrass to a perennial rye lawn, that's typically not possible. But if you were to spray down TNex on your perennial rye lawn and then go ahead and put down Kentucky bluegrass seed, it would work. It becomes a little bit more difficult because, like I said, Kentucky bluegrass does take longer to germinate. But if you give yourself 3 weeks to germinate that Kentucky bluegrass, get it up to speed. You should be able to get it up there long enough to a point where you can get it to mow in once that perennial rise starts to kind of grow back on you again. So another good opportunity, a good use for TNex. You know, it's just a really good product to have in your garage. I know it is expensive and you use such little of it. Like I said, I only use 0.6 ounces per 1,000 square feet. So, you know, we're not using a ton here, and I think the jug that you get is like a gallon. So even in a couple of seasons, you'll never use it all. So you get your money's worth out of it, that's for sure. You're gonna get a lot of applications out of it. You're gonna get a lot of use out of it. I, you know, cannot recommend it enough. I think I initially split it with somebody, and so that's why I only have like a, you know, a small bottle. My next time, I think I'm just gonna buy a full bottle for myself. And then if anybody wants it, I'll go ahead and, you know, give it out to them. Anybody, you know, in my neighborhood or anything like that. I have some lawns I want to show you guys. Some of the subscribers sent over some lawns. I'm definitely gonna go over those. I want to keep doing that. So if any of you guys want to show off your lawns, or maybe have questions about your lawn, send them on over to me. You can send them over to my email, which is just treasuredlawn@gmail.com, and we'll look it over and we'll see, you know, what can we do to maybe pinpoint some suggestions. We can even leave it to the community to raise some questions or answers to what you might need on your lawns. All right, guys, so the first lawn that was submitted to me was from Corey. It looks like he's in the Pacific Northwest, just like I am. He didn't say what kind of grass that he put down, but man, it looks amazing. I mean, he started off 17 days in. It's probably, if I'm gonna assume 17 days, is probably Kentucky blue. It's starting, it looks like it's kind of getting germinated. It's still a little slow there, but looking like $1,000,000. So Corey has one heck of a lawn. Looks beautiful, absolutely love it. I wanna know, Corey, though, what kind of grass you're using. It looks like Kentucky blue, at least from your germination picture, but let us know what kind of grass you're using over there in your lawn. And then the second one that we have is from Dave Hill. He's been a longtime viewer, man. He helped us out. He actually did buy the Pro Vista for the channel that ended up not working out so well, which was a bummer. I really wanted it to work for both of us. You know, I felt bad that at the end of the day it didn't work. So Dave is rocking a putting green, man. And he's got some turf type tall fescue around his bent grass, and it looks absolutely amazing. Super dark green. I'm pretty sure he is mowing that thing with a Hudson, because we've talked about that before. So that is looking really, really solid, and looks really good. Man, I need me a putting green. I really just need one. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys want to mow less often, get yourself some TNex, split with your neighbors, because I'm sure they probably want to mow less often too. And you can really split a bottle down to like almost nothing, maybe 20 bucks a person, and you're looking really good. That is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If I went on a little bit of a rant about, you know, loving everybody, sorry, this is how I am. But just make sure you guys go out there and love everybody. You don't know how long you have with the people that you love anyway. So show love, show respect, show kindness, and just go out there, make it a great day, guys. And I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.